Okay, so this is where I fell on Shaniqua. So I was facing the other way. Like I put the band. I see, like you see where that green band is. Like it was a different band before. It was like a thinner one. I wrapped it around like that little pole thing, and I was pulling it towards me right here, and then it snapped, and I ended up falling on Shaniqua. Like not hard, pretty lightly, and yeah, I fell right here, and it's kind of hard to see, but okay, more like right here-ish. It's hard to see, but it's dented in right here. It's dented in, so this part right here, this part is higher than this part, whereas they should be flush. So this part is higher than this part. This part is dented in. So whenever I open the door, you can kind of see this little metal part? It's rubbing onto this part as I open the door. And I'm afraid of rust, so I just washed Shaniqua and gonna apply touch-up paint until I can get her properly situated. I've never used this before. Like, what the fuck? What is that? It's like a weapon. You can just, it's like a shiv or a shank. You just poke someone with this. Or like stab somebody like right in the eye. They should make like a device where you stab someone in the eye and then it clamps down, and then when you pull it out, it pulls out the eyeball. Anyways, that's kind of graphic, sorry. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to use it. Okay, so I did figure out how to use this thing. So that spiky thing, I don't know where I threw it out yet, you saw earlier. I guess you just rip that off. I guess it's just a protective measure for when you buy this vibrator dildo looking thing. And so usually I'm used to the normal touch-up paints, which is actually like this size, and you unscrew it and it's just a brush. The reason why this one looks like this is because this end right here is a lacquer, like a polish, so there's no coloring. And if you unscrew this part, then it's just a regular brush. And this little tippy part is actually to remove excess paint or rust before you complete the job. And if you pop this thing open, you can see there's this little felt pen marker part looking thing. So that is for hard to reach places or places that you need a finer tip compared to the brush. I'm not gonna unscrew it because I only have one hand right now because I'm holding the camera, but it's just a regular brush underneath. So what I did was I took this part off. So right here, if you can remember what it looked like, it was kind of like just the metal part looking with a little bit of rust. So I just used this part. I scraped off the rust, or if there was any. If you guys don't have any rust, you have no issue at all. Scraped it off, applied the touch-up paint, as you can see, and then let it dry. It dried for about half an hour, and then I put the lacquer over it. That's why it's so shiny looking. So this is the first time I've ever touched up a car, so it might not be the best job. Like, you can probably do a better job, but because like this part is still dented in, I think it's going to be a reoccurring process until I get it completely situated, which is why I wasn't too precise with this part. I didn't take too much time because I kind of figured as I open this door again, it's going to happen again. But I do store my car in the garage for the winter. I don't really drive it that much during the winter. I have other cars to drive, so this is usually just indoors. So hopefully, maybe this will, I don't know how long this thing will last, but I guess we will see. And yeah, and there are instructions on this box. Oops, shit, I hope I didn't get any on my hand. There are instructions on the box of how to do this. So for those of you that don't know, use this tippy part, take the rust off or excess paint, then you touch up with the paint and then let it dry for like half an hour, and then you can use the lacquer at the bottom right here. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna see if, so this has been dried overnight already. I'm actually gonna see if it's gonna chip any off right away. So I'm gonna just open the door. I'm gonna see if I can do it slowly. Because I noticed that when I do it fast, I hear kind of like a grinding, like it actually hits it pretty hard over here. So I did it slowly. So it's right here where it's rubbing. Well, it's in there now. So I'm gonna close the door. The door's fucking heavy. Yeah, it took it right off. Like you can see. Fuck. So that's where the paint was, you can see. It did take it off. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to get this properly done somewhere. Because I'm not sure really how much longer this can hold up. That sucks. But it is what it is. When you have multiple vehicles, when you have one vehicle, shit goes wrong and you have to fix it. And when you have multiple vehicles like me, I spend most of my time doing oil changes, tune-ups, and just routine maintenance, and then of course fixing cars. But I have a lot of free time, so it is what it is. Price you pay for being a baller, shot caller. 22-inch rims. Not on the Impala, but on the Challenger. It's all good. I am slimming down, so I'm not as big as I usually am. Hopefully I still look good. When you get smaller, it fucks with your head a lot. Because your clothes become a little looser. You might not be as strong. And just the other day, a good friend of mine told me my neck is skinny. My neck is pretty skinny. Like, I've always had a long, skinny neck, so I've worked really hard to build up my shoulders and like the traps right here, and then the shoulder peak to really offset that. You don't want a coat hanger look, but because I do have a longer neck, it's something I'm really self-conscious about. Like, I don't know. Like, when I was skinnier, my grandma said I had a giraffe neck. She said this in Cantonese. But, yeah, so this is what my neck kind of looks like. I'm working really hard to thicken it up, Like, when I flex it, it's not too bad. But, like, when I relax it, you can kind of see it's a little long. But, like, when it's flex, like, it's a little harder to notice. Actually, like, it's like I do have muscle there. It's just when I'm smaller, I kind of need to be flexing to kind of look big. And, but yeah, so like I'm doing lots of shrugs, like you hold weight and you shrug it up. I'm doing lots of shoulder exercises, lots of delt exercises like laterals where you're lifting like this. It's as you get smaller, like you need to reevaluate each day which parts of you is weak and try to bring that fucking shit up. So for me, my neck muscles suck, as my friend 2 days ago told me. So I went home, I went in a corner and I cried a little bit, but it's all good. So I went home and then I actually bought a neck harness to work on my neck a little bit more. So criticism is good. She meant well. She's a really good friend of mine, so she didn't mean it like that. But yeah, and then for shoulders is something that's gonna create a really good illusion. Your back and your shoulders, like you can see my back, even from the front, you can see it flare out, and then like I got that tiny waist going on, so it gives you the illusion. And then for shoulders, like I try to, like the tip of the point of the shoulder, I try to make as big as I can by doing lots of shrugs, lateral raises, and overhead movements, so you can stretch that shirt out. But because I am smaller, like you can, like right here, I'm like the rear delt, like I am kind of smaller, like it's not puffing out as much. I'm a little bit more narrow, but I'm trying really hard to maintain the size and the strength as I trim down. That's probably the hardest thing. But yeah. I'm about to do cardio, and I realized I forgot to tell you guys like what exactly I do for my diet or what I eat, and I do get that question a lot. So prior to my normal diet is probably around 1,500 to 2,000 calories. So what I do intermittent fasting, so I eat between usually like 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. sometime around there I would eat, and then I don't eat for the whole day after until next day 6 p.m. And what I normally eat is steak and rice, steak and potatoes. That's usually for one meal. Usually I have one or two meals a day. Yes, I only eat once or twice. And my second meal is maybe like eggs and egg whites, chicken and rice, very basic stuff. I don't really eat much junk, so that's my normal diet. That's my normal bulking diet. And then I'll eat fruits. Fruits being the key ingredient to my bulking. So when I'm going for strength and mass, if I'm trying to hit a PR, I eat a lot of fruit. Fruit has a lot of calories. It's a very calorie dense food. Fruit, you can smash down 500 calories to 1,000 calories like that, like so easy. A very easy way for me to get my caloric intake. And then when I am slimming down, which is this month, I'm on my 3rd week. When I'm slimming down, all I do is take out the fruit. That's it. I don't do anything crazy. I'm still eating beef. I'm still eating rice. I'm still eating potatoes, sweet potatoes, Japanese potatoes, yams, all that shit. And I just take out fruit, and that usually takes out around 500 calories to 1,000 calories. I don't drink any fruit juice either, so now it's just water, or Perrier or Perrier, however you spell that carbonated water stuff. I drink a lot of that. But the main thing I took out was just fruit. You're gonna be amazed how much weight you lose when you take out fruit. Now, I ain't saying that fruit is bad, because it's not. I eat it all the time. I love fruit and yogurt with granola, and I love fruit. But what I'm saying is, if you have a certain caloric intake and you throw fruit in there on top of that, it's gonna smash that calorie count all the way up, because it's sugar. Like however you want to spin it, fruit is sugar, even though it's natural sugar. It's not sugar. I don't know if it's bad for you or good for you. That's about it. So for carbs, I kind of switched over to eating like a little bit of popcorn. I noticed that when I eat rice, like if you take one bowl of rice compared to like how much popcorn I can eat like a shitload of popcorn. Like one serving size for popcorn is like 20 grams, 25 grams of carbs, and that's like 3 cups. That's 3 fucking cups. Like, I mean, even if I eat 2 cups, that's 50 grams of carbs. As opposed to rice, I can smash down 50 grams of rice, or of carbs worth of rice easily. So I kind of switched that over. We'll see how that goes. And I make adjustments almost every day, depending on how I look like. Fuck, now all I'm looking at is my neck. Like, I feel like it's so skinny. I feel like y'all are watching this video and I'm like, man, this dude has a skinny neck. Does he even lift? And that's how I fucking feel like right now. Yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about, because now I'm just concentrated on my neck.